We are live.
We like
Welcome to Football Fanatics TV, professional fan show. I think the title of the video is the Champions League and EPL breakdown. Let's start with you. I watched the Liverpool game last night. Um, it took long. It took long. It took um, for possession for first half was 50-50. What's the issue with the Champions League though? It's like I thought you're gonna. I know you're away. I know that plays a big part of it. But I know you. But for your style of play, it's like people were shaky. I don't know because it was Elliot in the midfield still, and maybe he's a bit still a bit inexperienced. And then it was Elliot and Thiago and your other experienced Brazilian next to him. And I thought to myself, why isn't the through ball going? Why isn't it? What? It's like there's a bit of delay. It's like you're watching a movie and the movie is buffering a bit. I'm like, is it buffering? Why is the game so slow? Oh, is the pitch heavy? I'm like, oh, is it the
yeah.
way crowd? It's like it took long.
No,
Like, they were like a truck. The diesel
yeah,
truck
yeah,
takes long to get on fire.
yeah. I find this is what happens with Liverpool sometimes. Even in the Premier League, this is not the Liverpool of the season where we won the league, or two seasons back or so. I would say where we used to just go out and blitz teams like the City do today, or they always do. First half, it's 2, it's 3-0. First 10 minutes, we find the net. This Liverpool is just a bit, especially the one of last night. I felt we weren't at our very very best yesterday, but I felt overall we were the better team.
Yes,
But
agreed,
I
agreed.
don't know if you noticed. I picked up I picked up the game plan of Inter very very early. They knew Liverpool were gonna come in with a high press, and they bypassed the high press by playing it deep into the defense, then hitting diagonals. They targeted Arnold last night, Alexander Arnold last night. They never once went over Robertson's head or past him or around him, but they did with Arnold. So I think they had a clear plan and they wanted to implement their game plan. But I think our quality at the end of the day is shone through. I think Van Dijk had a good game. Kunati had a better game for me than Van Dijk.
Yeah.
And up front, you'd always, with the options we have now available at our disposal, you'd always back us to score. I always do. But yeah, I think it was a good victory, and I'm almost certain the tie is done. But
What would
yeah,
you?
this
It
is the
is. I
Champions
feel it's
League.
that. What would you have said during the first half to the players or in the dressing room? What would you have said? Like I said, it's not like they were bad. It's just I feel they didn't have the killer
Exactly.
instinct from midfield to get the ball quicker. It's like Robertson. It's like he was indecisive. Should I go? Should I go? Should I take the guy on? Or is that? Or am I taking Inter's ability away that I feel they should have ran over Inter? Maybe I feel a bit like that, but I feel that I'm not saying they should have ran over Inter. All I'm saying is they should have implemented the plan. Why were they shaky of implementing the plan? Like, yo, Robertson, get on the outside, get on the outside, and put your head up and whoop it in. I feel that. I think first off, I think he didn't even overlap and whoop 4 crosses in, or he didn't even whoop 3 in. I'm like, what's happening? He had a bad one, a floater, and he had a couple.
Exactly.
So what would you say? What would you
So
say? What would you say halftime to them? What, like, yo, improve on what?
so I think it's the game plan is clear with Liverpool. I think Klopp he doesn't need to say much at halftime, because I think for the players themselves, they know they weren't at the level that they used to, because like you said, they were playing slow out of midfield. Salah and Mane, they were never on the half turn. They were always playing with their backs to goal, and so the midfield needed to play faster. The play needed to be slicker. There's rarely something wrong with the possession stakes when Liverpool plays. So we used to having most of the ball. So it's about just sometimes playing quicker. The passes being slicker, and I don't think it's a problem of understanding, because I don't know if you saw when when Firmino
Yes.
and Henderson
Oh.
came from the bench, they instantly changed the game, and the complexion of the game changed. And when you saw Luis Diaz, when he came on, he looked like he wanted to do things. So I think at halftime it's just a matter of club just telling these guys, check here, man, let's just up the tempo because the Italians, they tend to play a slow game. I don't think they will ever survive against the English because they play defensively, they play physically, and now the English have come up strong as well. You see these guys in the central defense, Van Dijk, Kunate, they don't have a problem playing against Dzeko because they're used to the physicality now. So you know how the Italians play, they nugget, they rough and they gritty, but it's just a matter of being slicker than them. I expect Liverpool to smash them in the return leg at Anfield, simply because
Smash. Are
I
we
think
saying
the
three,
game
four? No.
plan, I think the game plan will be clear, and I think Liverpool will fly out of the blocks in the second leg.
And the fact that Inter has no other choice but to attack, to be on the offensive. Even though they're the away team,
And
they need to be
and
on the
and
offensive.
yes, I would say at the moment they are the strongest team or the better team in the Italian top flight. But they have gone through a slump recently. I think they lost in the derby, the Milan derby, and then they drew the other day against Napoli. So they're not in the best form. And Liverpool, I think it's 9 in a row or 9 on the spin all competitions. So Liverpool is hitting better form at the moment in time. So yeah, I'd expect Liverpool to breeze past Inter in this tie.
Um, I was okay. Let's focus in on the Champions League games. Um, Pep Guardiola said that he was a bit frustrated that the passing on the first half wasn't that good. Um, Leading 4-0, always modest. Leading 4-0, the passing wasn't up to. We lost the ball a bit too much for me, and I told him. And now some of the people say, "Yeah, you're turning up the heat too early." And I'm watching now, and I'm reading the comments. People say, "No, you guys, they shouldn't turn up the heat too early." And some people are complimenting that he's always focused and he wants more out of his team, which is obviously a good thing. And it's the same day. The man played away. Obviously, the tie is done also. Like I believe you 2-0 up, but I believe your tie is done. I believe City's tie is done. We don't need to spend
So
a
so so
long time on City. We don't need to spend a long.
yeah,
But did you watch the game? What was your impression? You saw the highlights of it or whatever? Watch the replay?
I didn't watch the game of Manchester City. I got the highlights and I just went over the post match press conference and what the journalist had to ask Guardiola. I always just like to read through the comments what he personally says and stuff. So for me as well, I thought they were perfect. It was a record breaking first half. If anything, I thought they could have had more in the first half. So, but it just goes to show the standard that Guardiola have set for himself and for the team. Listen, if you lead 4-0 first half, you're bossing possession, and still the manager comes out and say, no, that wasn't good enough for him. He feel he can see more or he needs more. There's room for improvement. Then you just have to ask yourself, what more can this guy improve on? Because if you look at the brace Silva scored, especially I think it was his first goal or his second goal, it was incredible. So there is a
Yeah, but he
player
just
in,
said,
in, in the
yeah,
best form of his life. Then
yeah,
you
but
look
he
at
said,
Sterling.
yeah, but he said they were clinical. He says, yes, we were clinical, but he just meant the build up, they lost the ball too much according for him. But yes, he says we were clinical. So
No,
they were
I
clinical, yeah.
understand. I understand.
Yeah. So
I
that makes sense.
understand.
He's
So
just saying
so
we
the
lost the
same.
ball too much. Yeah.
So exactly, it takes me back to the point we made about Liverpool earlier. What Klopp would say at halftime. I think it's exactly the same with City. Guardiola expect them to come out of the block slick, smooth within their groove. Uh, it really takes City a half an hour or even at halftime to get into their groove. And as soon as they hit halftime and they get in the change room, you'll see a different beast when they come out. So if they don't start slick, smooth in their groove, I'm almost certain you'll see that in the second period because that is the standard Guardiola have set and that is what he expects from himself and his players. So I can understand when he say the build-up play it wasn't that slick or the passes wasn't that smooth and the all those stuff. But like I said, it just takes you back to the standard he has set for himself. So yeah, and I think the
And
tie is done.
yeah,
They
either
don't.
way it's
I
done.
think they don't even need to play again.
They still booked us the game and the stadium is booked out. The tickets are sold. You can't say that. And the PSG Madrid game. What was your thoughts on that?
I watched the first half. I didn't couldn't catch the full game. But let me tell you, if it is that Kylian Mbappe is to switch from PSG to Real Madrid, they will be getting an unbelievable player. I think that Mbappe with his pace and now I think with Neymar next to him or being best friends with Neymar. I don't know if you notice his dribbling ability has gone up another level. At first, he came out, he was just all about speed, he was running past players. Now he's actually wriggling his way out of these half spaces, tight corners with the flair he has. And you know, what speed, what flair, it's a lethal combination. Now he's adding the finishing touches to his game. He's becoming the player that is scoring now 30 odd goals a season. So it's not long before you hit the 50 mark a season. So if he does switch PSG for Real Madrid, they will be getting an absolutely unbelievable player. So Messi missed the penalty. I think he just need to put his head down and just focus on the football again. Don't worry if Mbappe is stealing the show. You Messi, you've won it all. I think you just move along with this team. Let someone else be the main guy. Just
But that's
you don't need to be in the front line. You can win the
but
Champions League again by simply just helping these younger players. So for PSG, they look good. Madrid look a bit flat for me. So I
mm,
think PSG might just edge just this one for me.
what I'm that's why I texted you in the week and asked you when is a player done? And it's a long conversation, there's many nuances. So there's a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Mm,
You just said now, Messi
yeah,
mustn't take the shine. You said Messi must just like be there, maybe in the. Why do we sign you? If we sign the great Ronaldo, the great Lionel Messi, the great Henrys, I don't need you to come to my team and just to play a small role in the. Why am I buying you? So are you telling me these owners? So at the end of the day, I think we're gonna focus on this, and the show's gonna be called this, and the title will be wrong. Then I'm saying these owners are then just money driven, media driven, popularity driven, t-shirt sale, merchandise driven. Because you said now, because if I'm signing the Lionel Messi, the great Lionel Messi, I don't want you to come to my team and not take a penalty because you're not on that level. I don't want you to come to my team. You can't take the game like you do, but the scruff of his neck. Then why am I signing you now? Why must I put
exactly.
pen on paper to get you to my team? So I'm getting into the team only to make the fans happy. The stadium was season tickets. The whole stadium was fully booked for the season tickets because even the guy that supports the club, he's an official supporter, but he doesn't have a season ticket for this year. I want him to run to the website and to go buy the season ticket. So then it's a money move. It's an Instagram. Oh, Messi has so many. Ronaldo has 400,000, 400 million Instagram followers. Ronaldo's gonna take a picture with a T-shirt. I'm gonna get more fans to watch it because of it. So why you just said it now? You are signing Lionel Messi, then you say you must be in the background. Then I'm asking you, when is the player done? When your stats are
Uh,
low, you done.
exactly. Why I'm saying that, especially in regards with Lionel Messi. PSG knew they wanted to win the Champions League, right? They also knew that they already had a good squad of players, but they felt they needed more. Okay, they added Sergio Ramos. He hasn't really played, injury prone, but they added some steel at the back. Yes, he's 30 odd years old, maybe over the bridge, but he's still a very good defender. They brought in Messi, brought in the goalkeeper. So they brought in some big names, PSG.
I brought in
The
Hakimi,
owners,
Hakimi from Inter on the right
exactly,
back.
exactly. So they brought in quality for one reason. They want to win the Champions League and kick on from there and win more Champions League because they're already ripping up the French league. You know how it is there. So they need to excel in the Champions League proper. So they brought in Messi to win the Champions League. I'm sure they did that. But in terms of the player himself, as the season has gone on, he hasn't been the star of the show. Let's be honest
But
about it.
why did I buy you? Why did I purchase you? You can't be the star of the show. As I
No,
say,
no, 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 no. I understand your question, but like I'm trying to explain to you now is they brought him in to win the Champions League, right? They at the moment they're progressing in the Champions League. If they were to win the Champions League and he does not play a starting role as years gone by, as he did as Barca, when he won the Ballon d'Ors and all those stuff, should he just end up playing the backup role to Mbappe, to a Neymar? I don't think the PSG owners would even have a problem with that because listen, at the end of the day, they signed him to win the Champions League. So if he's still there, whenever they win the Champions League, they're gonna feel they have won out of the deal at the end of the day. And not to mention the T-shirt sales, the revenues, the name, the branding, everything the player brings. So with Ronaldo, listen, at the start of the season, United felt they were in a position to contend for the title, the Premier League title, I would say. Adding Ronaldo after adding Sancho and Rafael Varane, I can understand that the fans they felt no, check here, this could be our year because you bring in the great Ronaldo. Wherever he has gone, he's ripped it up. He's won the league. He's won the Golden Boot. So I can understand the United fan base expecting him to fly through the charts. Now they not getting what they paid for, or most of the fans feel that way. But like you said earlier, they need to play to his strengths. At the end of the day, they're gonna feel it's money wasted, the 23 million wasted. If he ends up scoring what 15 league goals, but they end where fourth, fifth maybe. So with yes, you came, you scored a few goals, but if they end outside of the top four, what would his signing mean for them at the end of the day? The owners would feel, nah, maybe they went too far a bit with him. But like I said, in the case of Messi, should PSG win the championship while he's still there, they would feel no,
it's a good deal.
they've won. That it was a good deal for him. So yeah.
And in the Premier League,
In terms and in terms of the player when he's done, Angelo, the player is always you see in the modern day football, back then, when a player used to be a left back, he's not gonna move from left back. That is his specialty. That is his trade. He's rather gonna sit on the bench, but left back is left back. Today, football has moved on. Players move around in the team, or they change positions simply to stay in the squad, simply to get the minutes, to get the paycheck, because that is what is football is all about today. It's getting the paycheck. So the player is never done until he's really done, I'd say.
no, I think it's like boxing, right? And no, the UFC, I like watching the UFC and boxing. It's just ego. I feel, according to me, they have this status and they have this high, this adrenaline running, winning trophies, the fans shouting your name. Like if you hear the stadium, the songs Henderson get, the songs Salah get, the songs that they sing Jota, they sing. I mean, think about it. You have 30,000 people singing your name, 40,000 people singing your name. I
Exactly.
feel that the players don't want to end because of it's ego. It's ego. It's ego. They should just say, they
It
should just
must be.
stop.
It has to
It's just
play a
ego.
role. Because I read an interview the other day. the player of Crystal Palace, uh, um, I think he's the captain of Crystal Palace. He spoke of the time in lockdown where they had to play behind closed doors. He said, "No, man. Even for them, they are playing at the very top level of world football." He say even for them and his teammates, they couldn't get used to the empty stadiums because you used to like you say 30, 40,000 people chanting your name. It is something they have come accustomed to and used to, especially playing in the Premier League. There's not a stadium, no matter how small the ground is, no matter how big the ground is,
That's what
there's
fact.
not a stadium that's going to be empty. It's going to be full wherever you go, whatever tournament you play in. So he just went back and said no, they couldn't get used to playing behind closed doors and the empty stadiums and all that. So I think the crowds, like you say, 30, 40,000 people present, it definitely plays a role and it boosts the ego of the professional player, especially in
And that's
today's
what
football.
and that's why I feel, and that's what they're good. But that's why your team needs. We spoke about it. You're the director. They need a structure, a 2 year plan, a 2, 3, 4, 5 year plan. And your plan, you know, if you have a plan, what talent you're gonna buy. Like when Diaz came on yesterday, you can see this guy is on fire. This guy is loving football. He's fearless. He's fearless. He's not gonna come on and say no. Let me just play the ball back to midfield again. What? That guy said,
Yeah,
give me the ball. I want to take the guy on.
and it and it just comes back to the owners or the he say and the she say at Liverpool. If you look at it, these guys are already planning now for the future. Angelo. If I look at it from a personal point of view, I think Liverpool is readying themselves to lose one of the front attacking players at the end of this summer
You
or
must.
this
You must.
current campaign.
That's why
Yeah,
I asked you.
because if you look at it, it's the perfect time actually for Liverpool to just cash in on whether it's Salah, Mane, or Firmino. It's the perfect time. Listen, the three of them, they have struck the age of 30. So yeah, you still have a lot of years at the top left. I'm sure all of them, but in terms of the module and the type of player Liverpool need to sign, they're not gonna give a player that is into his 30s a 5 year contract. That is not Liverpool. So for Liverpool signing Luis Diaz, I'm not saying they're signing him to replace Mane. Listen, at the end of the day, Salah still has contract negotiation on the table. I personally feel Salah is the one that they need to tie down. Whether they lose Mane or Firmino, um, with Jota and especially now Diaz there, I think the blow of losing either one of them wouldn't be felt so much, or the gap wouldn't be so big in terms of quality or what he can bring to the team. But like I said, it'd be the perfect time to cash in, let's say, on a Mane or a Firmino even, because I think both of them is still good value for money, and especially signing a player like Diaz, because if you look at it, Diogo Jota, he was brought in for backup. I think he's played his way firmly
Into
into
the
the
first
team now.
11.
I don't think you exactly. So you can't just say I'm gonna look past Jota and it's Bobby Mane and Firmino in Salah the front three. It like it used to be a few seasons ago. Today you actually can say no. It's more Diogo Jota than Firmino. So I wouldn't be surprised if one of Mane or even Firmino decides to go at the end of the season. But I think personally, I think they should just tie the Mo Salah down and just give him the contract and just move forward from there. Players like Divock Origi, Taki Minamino, these are the players that should be moving on now because listen, if you sign a Luis Diaz, you telling Divock Origi and Minamino, no, guys, it's not your turn yet. Look what we've brought in. It's already hard enough for them to break into the front three as it stands. Now they've
Now we
brought
still
in
added
another
another
player.
name.
So
Yeah.
exactly. It just makes sense for Liverpool to clear the books at the end of this season. Maybe just cash in on one of the big names up front.
I think some Liverpool fans would disagree with you there. I'm actually on your side there because at the end of the day, you want the books to look good, and it's not like Bobby scoring 20 goals. I'm not saying, and it's not like Bobby's assist is
Exact
high this year, so it's not really a loss. And if you
and
can get
exact
30, 40, if
and
you
you
get
and
30,
you
40 million, what's wrong with getting 40, 50 million and on we
exactly.
go
If
again
you look at
and go look
and if
for
you take
yeah.
the age factor into consideration, you take the age of Diogo Jota, and now you look at the age of Luis Diaz. It's clear that they have been signed to replace the front three. Not to say they replace them tomorrow or today, but they are definitely the future of the Liverpool
Yes.
attacking line. So
Which are, it's
whether
how it
it's
should
right
be.
now or tomorrow, the plan is clear, and it's on the table for Mane and for Salah. Now it's there for them. Salah, you haven't signed a new contract yet, but we've brought in a new attacker. So there is also for Salah to think, hey, I have to look at things now. These guys have brought in another player. Yes, he plays on the side or the role Mane plays, but you know how it is. These players can chop and change in front, so not even Salah would feel no. But like I said at the moment, I think they need to tie Salah down. If it is they had to lose a player, I think it would be one of Mane or Firmino. I don't think the Liverpool fans want to lose either of those two. But Angelo, if we're realistic, in order for Jota and for Diaz to get more minutes or to become the players they want to or need to become, one of those three need to move on because I don't think Mane will be all right being on the bench. I don't think Bobby will be okay. I think they still
Playing
have
second
enough to
fiddle.
offer somewhere else
Yeah.
even.
Yeah. They're only being second fiddle. They weren't like, no, 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 no. I'm the A, he's the B.
Exactly.
Uh,
Exactly.
let's go a bit on the Premier League, and obviously that's the league that we watch the most. Obviously, in the Champions League, a what's his name? Conte said that so they also gonna have a model of bringing in younger players. I'm like, yes, experience they need, but they
I
also want to go
understand.
that
So
route. Now I'm like, I thought they're gonna say it, or the reporter or the journalist or someone's gonna say, oh, so you wanna follow the Arsenal model. I wanted someone to say the word like the Arsenal model. They didn't say it. So that just think about it, and that is what Pip spoke about. But it's difficult. There's only a certain type of player that it's easy to motivate them, especially after they've won so much. He says it's very difficult motivating a player after they've won everything. And that's I feel
exactly.
individuals are different. If you know this player, I think that sometimes we as fans we watch like, oh, why did he sell that guy? Why did they sell this guy? I feel the manager should sell the guy looking at, and he shouldn't tell us the why, but I think maybe they see, okay, cool. It's difficult to motivate this guy. He's won too much already. So when I look at Tottenham, it's gonna take them. Their team is like that. Those players have been there for too long. Some of them is for too long. They are so complacent. It's difficult motivating them. This because Mourinho came, he's gonna save
Exactly.
us, and it didn't work. Right? The owners, whatever, they want to invest in Mourinho. They don't want to give you money to buy other players to refresh the squad. The same thing with Coutinho now. So I think and with Nuno. So these guys come in the club. The owners is like the players. I mean, it's just like another guy come talking his philosophy. Another guy saying this. Another guy saying that. Because they're human beings at the end of the day. So when he said young players, I'm like, this is another 3-4 year project. When you say young
Yeah,
players, that's
I I
another
I
four
I, I
years.
I saw I saw the comments that he made. He said I think they sold on like four players and they brought in only two players. So
2 year.
it's where when he said about the youngsters. So what Tottenham, I think if you look at their squad or their best players, in Harry Kane, the captain, I think that's why he felt in the off season or the summer that passed, he needed to move. Whether Manchester City was the right way for him or the option for him, I don't know. I'm not sure. But I think he felt he was at the end of his line because they've tried different managers now. But the model for them is clear. They don't really want to spend a lot of money So, you know, in the market today, you being priced out of some players because simply the clubs don't want to lose their best players. Now you'd find a team like Brighton or let's say a Norwich or someone. They also want to ask 50, 60 million for a player. Never in the history of their Premier League history have you heard they've signed a player for that much, or they've even you'd find if you research them, their record signing is about 15 million, 20 million.
Yes.
Whereas the bigger clubs they splash that on just another player. So I think with Tottenham, they're not going to spend a lot of money because simply, listen, they've just moved recently into the new stadium. The club has been going through a lot of changes, especially now on the field with new managers. It didn't work with Mourinho. It didn't work with Nuno. Now
But then you're
I
not, then
think
you're not
they
gonna
have to
compete.
stick with
Then you are not
Conte.
gonna compete.
If
Yeah.
if exactly if you say you're gonna stick with Conte, now you right, let's sit down. We're gonna stick with this guy. He's gonna be here for the next 4 or 5 years, regardless what happens this season. We're not gonna let him go. So if they can stick with him, he's now talking about the model of bringing in the younger player. It can work. Listen, it can work. But I just feel he is that type of manager, that elite type of manager that he won't stick around if thing doesn't change in behind the scenes. The Daniel Levy doesn't come to the party. I'm sure he's not gonna stick around. These are the type of managers. They've come from the clubs where money is not a problem. They get what they want. They in charge. Now you come at a club like Tottenham where the chairman he runs things.
Tight
It's
ship,
not as
tight ship.
easy as exactly. It's not as easy as it was at Chelsea, maybe. Because at Chelsea, you could have told Abramovich, listen, I want Messi, get Ronaldo. This is 200 million. We need to get this players. We're going to win this, that. Right, they're going to get it. Whereas at Tottenham, that type of player that they're looking for is different. Look, if you just look at the deal of Luis Diaz, um, they they offered about 10 or 50 million less than what Liverpool came out with. Liverpool
And
they came out of the blocks and they never went back with another offer. The first offer was the one that stuck with Liverpool. So that tells me Tottenham didn't even try to fight off Liverpool because listen, it depends if you really want to play and you end up becoming a part of a bidding war. Listen, that is where the Man Uniteds, the Real Madrids, these type of teams, they will always win because listen, they just come back with more money. If you the type of player they want, they're gonna come back. So I think with Tottenham, until they sign fresh faces, to say you're gonna bring in the youth. Listen, Arsenal is now playing with the youth. And you as an Arsenal fan, you feel no, we need better, we need more. So it's to have the youth. No, it's all good, but listen, this is the Premier League. We need the experience. If you don't have the experience within the squad, you need to go and buy some players.
what's your predictions for the weekend? Arsenal play Brentford. City's playing Tottenham. That's
Arsenal
a
is
win for
playing
City
Brentford.
there. Right? Yeah.
Arsenal is playing Brentford. Listen, this Brentford, ah, this team is so crazy. Then again, I can say this. I want to. My heart is telling me I'm just giving it straight for the Arsenal, but then again, sometimes the Arsenal just have this mediocre performance where they give this lesser teams. Uh, I don't know, but for them to even think about the Champions League, they need to get all 3 points. So
No,
I'm
no, no.
backing
Don't
the
worry.
Arsenal for a narrow
I
win.
don't, I don't,
I'm gonna give the
no, no,
Arsenal a
no.
narrow win.
Now 3-0 this weekend. Don't worry.
Now, if you guys can do it convincingly, more better for me. Then yeah, like I said, sometimes the Arsenal have these mediocre performances, whereas other times they just blow you away. You literally lick your
That's
lips
because
off for
yeah,
the way they play. Sometimes
that's because of the youngsters. Yeah, the inexperience. Arsenal play well
exactly.
at
So
home.
yeah,
We're playing away. We're playing away, but
exactly.
Arsenal play well at home because that's where the inexperience, the crowd keeps them going. The crowd sings their name. They give
And
that bit
and you
of
said
boost.
City is playing
Tottenham.
Tottenham. I doubt Tottenham will manage to stop City. In years gone by, you'd always feel maybe Tottenham can do something, but I just feel for the moment, City is in, and the way they are playing, and for all their star players, especially now coming to the fore, it's going to be extremely difficult for Tottenham to get a good result from the game. So I'm expecting City to win.
Yeah, no, but we can do
Maybe
the
a
breakdown of the
scoreline of
teams.
just 3-1.
We can do the breakdown tomorrow,
Excuse me.
and then so we can do the breakdown of our predictions tomorrow. So we're gonna go through the features before, and then we can speak about what we think is happening. United won. I didn't want them to win. I wasn't happy. I wanted them to draw again. The fan base
Um,
they shouting. They said, "Finally, we got a victory!"
exactly. I just wanted to add that the noise I'm hearing from their fan base is finally we back. Finally, we got the win. So so I'm glad for them. And it just it heats up the top four battle. I see the Arsenal and Tottenham. They have quite a few games in hand. So if they manage to get good results from their games, I think the Arsenal will be right in it until the end. But points on board, as everyone know, points on board is much better.
But
Because I hear
but you're right.
some
Point
of
is
these,
better, but fortunately in
yeah,
this situation, even if we draw, we 1 point behind United. I don't want us to draw. I'll make an example. Even if we draw a game, so it's not like points on board, but you must to win it. Otherwise, you're not gonna climb. Even if we draw, we're
exactly,
still there, which we don't want to do. Don't get me wrong.
exactly. At the
Which
same,
we don't want to do.
at the same, and the same at the top of the table. I've been hearing the noise now from the Liverpool fan base. They're saying things like, yes, what is the gap now? It's 9 points gap. So if we win our game, it can be 6 points gap. We still have to play them. If we manage to beat them, it's going to be a 3 point gap. They still have to play some of the big boys in the latter part of the season. So yeah, it's everything still to play for. But
Yeah, but
for me personally, as a Liverpool fan, I just like it in the manner that the games are coming thick and fast now. So just one victory at a time, it you don't know where it can take you at the end of the day. So where the league is concerned, I'll just take one victory at a time. So with the Champions League is actually I'm to be honest with you, I feel a bit more excited about winning the Champions League. I think we're right up there with the favorites. If you look at how the teams play and the way the teams play, and especially the teams that are still involved, Liverpool certainly has to be one of the 4 5 favorites still left. So I'm confident that we can go far in the Champions League. But for the league, like I said, one game at a time. It's okay for me for now. So when the gap eventually, or if it does eventually become 3 or 4, whatever, then a person can believe again. So yeah,
yeah, yeah. That's the show for the day, ladies and gentlemen. If you have a topic for us, you want us to cover, you want to be part of the show, like I said. People are scared of you on camera. I don't know why people are scared of you on camera. What do you think? They got a
I've,
criminal
I've
past
been
or what?
asking a few. I've been asking a few guys here even to come to my house just to come sit here for a few minutes. No, man, I don't know why. I feel they can't. I actually tell them, check here. You want to defend your team, so let's make it count, man. So defend your team in a proper way. Don't just stand here and argue with me. Let's put it out there for the people and let's just hear what you have to say.
Then what did
I
they say
hear
to
these
that?
people. No, they say no, doesn't. A lot of excuses, but yeah, they just want United to win, bro, man. I think United just let's give them a run of games where they just try and win 3 and 4 in a row.
No, no,
Then
no,
maybe we're gonna
no.
get someone.
Okay, okay. Cheers, guys. That's the show for tonight.
Sure.
All right.